Judy, you've just done a masterclass, as we've called, but really it's about, do you know, at this level, it's about having some fun, isn't it?
It's a lot about having fun while building the skills that you need to be able to play tennis. I mean, these kids are sort of 12, 13. They're some of the best ones of the juniors in Scotland. So, you know, they are learning and they're coming in probably 3 or 4 times a week. So it needs to be fun. So they want to keep coming back. But you know, I think tennis is such a cerebral sport, and at this age, you're encouraging them to take risks. You're encouraging them to experiment with things because you're trying to develop a game that will last when they're older, not just a game that will make them successful when they're 12 and 13.
Do you sense sometimes that one or two of them are a bit set in their ways already?
Yeah, you do sometimes get that, and it often depends who they work with and how they are coached, because we're all products of our environment. But I think I learned a lot about coaching from observing kids that I worked with, including my own kids, over many years. And the one thing I realised was that the games can do the teaching for you, because by and large kids don't want to listen to you. They want to play with you. So if you invent fun stuff and you can find things that mimic the movements or the targets that you are trying to get them to aim for, then it's happy days, because they're learning through play and they're usually learning without realising. So for me, the fun thing, and keeping it short and snappy and constantly changing it to make them think and not let them get settled, because tennis is a chaotic game. You never get settled because you never know where the ball's going, because somebody else hits it to you and it can be up there, down there, you know. So we have to develop problem solvers and we have to develop variety.
And the other thing about this is that they're playing in front of a bit of an audience as well. It's a different kind of environment, and that's important for their careers going forward. And it's important to have events like this supported by Brodies.
Oh, it's fantastic, because, you know, this is on their doorstep. We don't have any of the major events in Scotland. So to have something like this, which is an exhibition type match with the ex-players, that gives the kids a chance to perform in front of a crowd, to rub shoulders with these former greats of the game and just sample the atmosphere. These are great learning experiences for them. It's wonderful.
And what about the foundation? It's more about location, isn't it?
Yeah, for me, we've had a huge opportunity to grow tennis over the last sort of 10, 12 years because of the profile of the game, which is largely due to the success that Jamie and Andy have had on the global stage and them being on the TV and in the media and contending for the major events, you know, for quite some time now. And we haven't really been able to capitalise on it, and part of that's down to lack of local facilities and lack of indoor facilities, but a lot of it is down to lack of people driving activity. And really what the foundation does is it takes tennis into places that you wouldn't normally expect to find tennis, and we build workforces from the local community, because if you can get community buy-in, then tennis becomes affordable and accessible and doable. And even if they don't have courts, you know, we can teach them to get others started in sports centres and school gyms and school playgrounds. And once we establish demand and a workforce, then hopefully we can put a little bit of pressure on local authorities to stick some courts in.
And how are your boys?
They're good. They're good. Yeah, they're just, you know, the grass season's just starting. Jamie's just started with a new partner, Neil Skupski, so it's an all-Brit affair. And Andy's going to play doubles next week at Queen's, so that's him just dipping his toe in the water competitively again after all of the challenges that he's had over the last couple of years with his hip injury.
New and exciting times ahead.
Yes, hopefully.